YouTube, what's shaking? It's your boy, Knockoff Don, aka Slick Rick of Fiction. You already know what time it is, man. When I got the 4 random ass kicks lined up like this, it's that batch breakdown, baby. Time to get into it.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
On today's video, we're going over these 4 variants of shoes, all Jordans, collaborations of some of them. We're going over these variations of shoes and the quality and a certain level of craftsmanship that is provided from the sellers of each shoe. Reason why I call it batch breakdown instead of just seller, things like that, is because different sellers have different resources of batches.
How the hell do you know that?
Because I'm a genius.
So one seller may have a certain batch, another seller may have a similar batch. So I'd rather just say batch breakdown in regards to what the seller has to provide to you as far as the consumer. So we're gonna start from right to left. So we got the Travis Scott One Low Fragment Jordan collaborations from TJ Sneakers. We got the Jordan 4 Oreos from Ocean. We got the Cap and Gown from Pony Value. And we got the Purple 5s from Shy Go-Go. Now I know you got your usual, you got your LJR, you got your A1s, you got your Cappuccinos. Those are the more well-known and already kind of sought after sellers and whatever batches they provide for whatever shoe. I wanted to touch on different sellers and just give different, my perspective and my experience. What I'm going to do future videos is incorporate for like Jordan 11s. I'm gonna go over Jordan 11s in general as far as like the budget. So that means cost effective, Pony Value, LJR, whoever specializes in that particular shoe, that's what I'm gonna review. So all these shoes are from a price point of roughly 150 yuan to roughly 220 yuan. So they're truly in the essence of budget. And we're just gonna go over the pros, the cons, the negatives, the positives, however you want to use the terminology for it. We're just gonna touch on it, see what they have available, judge them, score them on the right, QC level, and then we'll just go from there, man. And then whatever decision you make as far as being within the sub and how you want to go about these shoes, you'll go from there. To do the scorecard on a rate of 1 through 5, I and other mods have judged these sellers based on certain particulars and qualifications. So I'm gonna read them off to you. Number 1, availability and stock. Obviously that's kind of self-explanatory. Does this seller have the shoe that you want in abundance? Is your size usually I'm a size 13, so a lot of times I have to rummage and do a little bit more hard.
Pause.
Monetize.
Oh God, that was crazy.
Big pause. Big pause. Big.
Looking just in general because my shoe size. So stock, when they do have said shoe that you want available, is there enough for you to either get multiples? Do they sell out quick? Is it a thing where the link gets taken down because it's dead? That's all plays into that. Price point, that's kind of subjective, but that's based upon whoever it is, beauty's in the eye of the beholder type shit. If you have a certain price point and the seller doesn't qualify for you, then don't even worry about it because that's all dependent on you. If a seller falls into your budget and it's perfect for you, hey man, that's all on you. I'm not knocking anybody's, pockets. That's one thing, men, we don't do. Another thing is, the next one is return rate / shipping to the warehouse. If you do get the wrong shoe, maybe you were overly heisty and you ordered a shoe and it's the wrong size, or you get the shoe and you notice when they're doing the QCs, the shoes are 2 different sizes. Does the seller allow returns? Do they have a high return rate? The other component is shipping to the warehouse. How long does that shit take? Do they ship them in a timely manner? Can you place the order through your agent and get the shoes roughly within the next couple of days? Do they process it? Is it a thing where they say the order's just sitting there and then a week later they tell you they're out of stock? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? And the last feature is, which may be the most important to people, is the one-on-one quality / detail. how on point is the shoe? Do they have resources and connections to certain qualified and proven batches of whatever shoe you're looking for? Do they have their own version of the shoe and there's still quality being made with it? The craftsmanship is still on point. These are the judging points. First up, we got TJ Sneakers. Relatively, he's pretty much received in a positive notion. Disclaimer, all sellers can have hit or miss on depending on certain silhouettes and certain shoes. There's a lot of sellers who specialize in this version of a shoe and that, so I'm not trying to advocate that every seller's perfect or, you know, this is better than it's really up to preference and your price point. TJ has been good for me. I have several shoes from TJ, including my Travis Scott British khakis,
Speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Yes.
My other pair of Union 4s, they're from TJ. Me personally, I don't have an issue with them. These, I think the price point on these particular Travis Scotts were 208 yuan. I apologize for the mistake. 208 yuan for the Travis Scott Low 1 Fragments. I think the brand placement is on point. I think all the representations of the shoe was there, the extra laces, the box decoration, the leather, I think it's tumbled leather, I could be wrong. Like I said, the extra laces, the toe box is on point, the serial code numbers there. All the nuances of the shoe are pretty much, you know, I'm not saying they're perfect, but for the price point and what you were getting and what you wanted to represent, I'm not saying it's one-on-one, but it's damn good for, you know, for what you paid for. So that's my experience with TJ. Most of the time, my shoes from TJ are pretty on point. Does that mean my personal experience is gonna represent what you experience? No, which is why I make these videos, so that way there's some type of clarity and an understanding that what the shoe I may get may not be the shoe you get. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when moving forward with purchase. I'm just showing you one of the shoes that could be selected, or you could go to their page and find. So for TJ, most of the mods, we've given him roughly between 3.5 to 4, just based on all those things I just named. Like I said, personally, I've never had an issue with TJ. Like, any shoes that I want, he's had a nice variety, nice shoe size selection. So even if I can't get it per se from me, I can at least get it from Rep Life. So I've really had no issues with TJ.
Nathan Chen. And here's the fan favorite, the novice man's champion, Nathan Chen.
Now Ocean, me personally, one of my favorite sellers. I have a plethora of shoes from Ocean. Rep Wife's Travis Scott, Rep Wife's 4s. I can go on. I have some shoes from him personally. And like I said, I can't stress enough, I'm never trying to advocate that every seller or any seller is perfect. Some specialize in higher end brands, some specialize in mid-tier, middle budgets. Some just got shit for the low, you know what I'm saying? But I think Ocean is pretty dope, me personally. Now the shoe that we going over is the Jordan 4 Oreo. Now with any 4, you gotta look for certain defects. And the number one defect with a 4 is the cage flaw. Now to some people, that may make or break a shoe for them. You know what I'm saying? The directional pattern that the material is supposed to go in, I don't know exactly if it's supposed to be a certain angle versus just up and down horizontal. But like I said, it just depends on your price point. Like to some people, some defects and flaws, it's not really that alarming to them. To some people, if they spend their bread, they want the right thing. So you gotta look for cage flaws, the back of the shoe, the material, whether if it's a Jumpman or a Nike Air, make sure that's correctly, embroidered on there. There's just different levels, the toe box, the mid guard, you know what I'm saying? All those things play a factor into how you judge budget 4s. Me personally, I love the Oreo 4s, one of my favorite shoes. I got mine in my first haul. Shout out to my nigga that took them. You know who you are. And yeah, man, like I'm not saying, like I said, the shoe isn't perfect. I would never advocate or make you feel like any shoe you get is perfect. Me personally, I'm all for just getting the shoe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all the 4. Y'all can make your own depictions on it. The price point was 168 yuan. So if you feel like you can find a better batch with, you know, a couple more yuan, maybe 250, around that range, I'm not knocking you. I'm just showcasing you what I find good in Ocean selections. He's roughly mid-tier. Sometimes he can teeter on a little bit more than 200 yuan, 250 yuan. Sometimes he's like 280. So just depending on the shoe and the demand, the supply and demand for it. But like I said, Ocean is good in my book. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of my favorites. I frequently visit his store page trying to figure out what he got new or if he got anything in my size. So in my book, he's good. You know what I mean? You let me know how you feel about him. Ow! You got Ocean. The general consensus is 3.5, roughly 4. So in my ballpark, that's like a B and a /A or whatever. Whatever your grading metric is, you know what I mean? You do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these are all subjective. So next up is easily one of my top 3 sellers as far as like the shoes that I like and the silhouettes.
Got the gangster gear, my dog.
Okay, cool.
Is Pony Value. Now, in my earlier rep days, I used to get him and Cost Effective confused because they both kind of have like animal avatars at one point. I know Pony has the that dude from that Netflix series. I forgot the donkey's name or whatever. But what we're gonna touch on is his 11s, the cap and gowns. I love 11s. Love them. I fucking love 11s. One of my favorite Jordan silhouettes, easily top 3 Jordan for me is 11. You know what I mean? The cap and gowns. I got the blue gamblers from LJR, and I got the cool grays from, I want to say, Cost Effective. So the price point on these are 159 yuan. Like I said, I'm gonna keep stressing the same thing over and over because it really boils down to preference. It's all about your experience, what you know as far as batches, and your price point. If you feel like you want better craftsmanship, or you want one-on-one detail and materials with your budget or just your rep in general, then I suggest you get a higher seller who has a higher brand and a better batch. But for me personally, yo, Pony Value be doing his thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to him and Cost Effective. I was gonna make the other selection one of Cost Effective shoes, but like I said, I have a separate video going over all the 11 sellers, the top ones or the main ones that people see frequent through the sub. So the cap and gown, I love it. The material's on point. The embroidered Jordan is on point. Like I said, I'm not batch floss. I don't have a black light. I'm not about to sit here and go over guidelines and things of that nature. I'm not that anal as far as when it comes to the diagnosis of the shoe. To me, long as it's not egregious and it's not overly like wrong, the shape isn't off, the things of that nature aren't off, they're the right shoe size, I can deal with little nuances and defects here and there. That's just me personally. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? I can't speak for the next nigga. So with that being said, I love my 11s. Love them. All the 11s I got from LJR, Pony Value, Cost Effective, whoever, I love them. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I see some 11s in my size, you best believe your boy's snatching them joints. Except the lows. The lows are trash. That's just me personally. The lows are trash. You might as well just get a Dunk, you know what I'm saying? Or Air Force. I don't see why certain shoes don't need to be lows. You know what I mean? That's just another video. Reference 3. Pony was given a 3 because the stock is so low. Because I think due to the price point that they have in a certain selection of shoes, they sell out just like that. Now, whether if that's a lack of resource thing or just how prominent they are with their selection and it sells out instantly, that's all debatable. So that really depends on you. My last shoe, certainly whatever.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M.
Not least, but the last kick on the batch selection is the Purple 5 alternatives from Xiaogo. Xiaogo? I think I said it correctly. Sorry if I fucked it up. I didn't mean to butcher your name personally. Don't mess up none of my future orders. This is a seller that I usually don't see frequent the sub like that, Trust me, there's a million to sellers. So it's going to be iterations of me breaking them down. But Go-Go was one of the ones that I've kind of seen pop up with certain shoes and certain silhouettes. So I wanted to put a little light on that as far as that seller. I don't know if it's a man or woman, so I don't want to say like what gender it is, but Go-Go, the purple 5s are fucking fire. The material on them, like I said, the brand placement, all the embroideries are there. The material on these purple 5s are God tier, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen the Great 5s in person, not the Great 5, but the alternatives. I've seen the alternatives in person. I've seen people with retail have them, and these look spot on to them. You know what I mean? To the point that my mother wants a pair. You know what I mean? Shout out to Babe Bro, long live Mike P. His school colors were purple, so ever since his passing, we like to, you know, match up with purple stuff just in his memory. So these were definitely a must cop. Me and Rep Wife have our own pair. I love these, you know what I mean? So shout out to Go-Go. I will say I only have 2 pairs, the 2 5s from this seller, but I wanted to put them in this batch breakdown because I feel like they deserve spotlight. Not saying I'm advocating or advertising them or anything like that. It's just I like to pick certain sellers that people are more familiar with and then throw in a couple that people may not heard of as much as the other ones. So with that being said, Go-Go for me and my limited experience dealing with them has been on point. Go-Go, most people haven't shopped with them, which is why I kind of, like I said, I wanted to put them in this video. Now, if you have bad experience with them, let that be known so that way not just me but everyone in Rep Fam can move forward accordingly and deal with them, you know what I mean, or suggest them or get them blocked or get them the fuck out of here, however you want to do it. So like I said, that is the grade scale we're using, the metric. So if all those components, if they meet up to you and they actually that they check out all your boxes, or maybe you have your own reasoning for why you shop with a seller. Maybe the seller only has your size. Maybe the seller has certain shoes that you only want. I'm not judging, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to follow this particular, you know what I mean, model of how I'm doing it. I'm just giving you context so that way when I'm judging and I'm giving my opinion on these said sellers, you can understand where I'm coming from and other outside opinions. So that's how we doing it. Let me know. Enjoy the fucking video. You know what I mean? About to smoke a blunt. Jesus.